my audio is probably going to be absolute shit because I'm in the hotel room and I'm trying not to be super loud and obnoxious. And normally I'm like screaming at the camera. Um, so hi, I am at Apollycon and I have been here a full day. So I got here on Wednesday and today's Thursday and it's kind of the end of the day. It's like 5 o'clock when I'm finally filming this. I did not film anything yesterday. I don't think. I think I took a couple pictures, but they weren't much because I really it's a lot to do and also to vlog at the same time. So I'm just gonna start it here. So tonight I have. Oh, yeah, just a little rundown. So I am staying at the hotel where the convention is. And I have my own room. I'm not sharing with anybody. That's just my personal preference. It is on the expensive side, so oops. So if you do come in the future, just know that it's, oh my God. If you do come in the future for the convention, just know the hotel can be kind of expensive if you don't get a convention block. But I am thankful kind of that I didn't because I'm staying like in the proper hotel and not with one of the conventions. I'm not really with everybody else, and it's not that I don't like people, it's just that I appreciate the quiet, and they put my room like at the end of the hallway, so I don't have neighbors on one side. I have a stairwell, and I'm like really close to where like the ice and the vending is, so it's really nice. But I did pay a decent amount, like over $2,000 for the hotel, through Sunday morning. So, I got my badge yesterday, and if you don't know, why would you know? So this is my first time at Apollycon, and it's semi-local for me. Like, I'm in Northern Virginia, so it really only takes like 45 minutes on a good day, an hour on traffic days, which yesterday was a traffic day. We did have quite a bit of traffic coming in. So yeah, just hanging out in my hotel room until like 6, probably a little like 6:15. I don't know if I'm going to go down there and line up super early for the coronation because it was a ticketed event, so there definitely is going to be enough seating. It's not like I'm not going to get in if I don't show up right at an hour before. I did go to panels this morning and they were good. And I don't know if I'm going to go to panels tomorrow morning, I'll be real. Because tomorrow we do have the Primal signing in the afternoon, like from 1 to 6. And our breaks are shorter tomorrow too. Today we had like a 3-hour break for lunch. And then sponsored events, which I didn't have any entry into. So I kind of took like a long break this afternoon, and honestly, I needed it. Like, not only is it's really socially exhausting for me being neurodivergent and like on the spectrum and having ADHD and being introverted. Like, a lot of people here are introverted. That's pretty normal, but it's just a lot. There's a lot of people. I don't do well with being outside of like my home environment. And I don't do well by myself, which is why I was like, I absolutely need a hotel room because I'm not driving in an hour back and forth every single day for this. I'm going to wear myself out, and I'm glad I did get a hotel room. But, yeah, I'm just chilling. Food has been interesting. I will say that. There's a couple restaurants nearby, and they're not badly priced. Really, they're kind of just like the rest of the area. But I did bring some food because some days, like, I'm not gonna have the energy to go out for lunch, like probably tomorrow. I don't even know if I'll have the energy to go out for dinner tomorrow, if I'm being really honest with you. So, I do have some options, but the mini fridge kind of works. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about other than I bought a bunch of books at the Barnes & Noble bookseller, and I have a tote bag, but I'm going to show that like the stuff I got in another video, so I don't really want to do that in this one. But yeah, I'm pretty tired. And all I did today was panels, and I just know that the signings are going to wipe me out. I just know. Tomorrow's the primal signing, like I said, from 1 to 6. We have panels in the morning, but I think I might skip them and sleep in, if I'm being real. I'll think about it, because they start at 8. It's pretty rough, and just being like, I mean, compared to a lot of people here, I mean, I guess it's kind of a mixed bag, but everybody here seems on the younger side, like in their 20s, and I am in my mid-30s at this point in my life, so quickly approaching 40, and so it just wears me out a lot quicker, I think. I also have pretty bad chronic pain, and I have been having flare-ups really bad lately, like with all of my chronic illnesses, so yeah, pretty exhausted just from being here. So I don't know if I'm gonna do panels in the morning or not. I'll think about it tonight and see how I feel, but definitely coronation tonight, and then signing tomorrow, which I'll try to get some clips of. I'll probably just take my little gimbal thing because it's fun. I did meet, there's a bunch of influencers here, obviously. That's, you know, it's a book con, and it's like one of the biggest in the country, but I did meet a newer booktuber. I don't know her handle, so if I see her tomorrow, I'll ask her, because she's just starting a channel. Her name is Ariana, goes by Ari. She's very nice. She is also a local, which is really cool. So if I see her, I'll try to shout out her handle here if I do see her tomorrow. But I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of chatting with her for a while because we met in the registration line yesterday. So yeah, I'm gonna go, I think. I have like an hour, and I think I'm just gonna clear some more storage on my phone because it's almost full, and maybe watch like another vlog or something because I've just been chilling. Yeah. Hi. As you can see, you may be able to tell, maybe not, bookshelves are very different. I kind of did a little mini like library makeover, and I got 2 new shelves, and you'll see that. I'm going to film that maybe right after this one. That's a lot to film, but today we're going to talk about Apollycon. So I have some notes. I'm going to pull them up here, but first, I think I wanted to show you all of the books, and then like some of the miscellaneous shit that I got at Apollycon. So the very first one I can show you is I did get a paperback, just a regular paperback of Quicksilver, because I have read this. I read it either from my library or on Kindle, I believe, and didn't have a physical copy, but I wanted one to get it signed because I do want to read the sequel really badly, and I think I want to own the series. So I got that. I prefer the floppy paperback anyways. There were some things with Callie's line at Apollycon where I think it was maybe her first like really big, I don't know for sure, but really big book signing. And she had something happen like the very first day of the signing, the Friday, the primal day, and she had to leave a couple hours early. So she didn't get through a ton of people, but they did have a stamp, which I'm totally okay with using. So I stamped my book. I also got this, just a paperback version of A Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher. I ended up not getting this signed, but I bought it at the bookstore while I was there because I did want to read it, and I haven't read any of her stuff. So this is the first one in this series, so I bought it. And then I also got, by Juliet Cross, Wolf Gone Wild. So this is a werewolf romance, I want to say. Also did not get this one signed. I'll talk about that a little bit, but for me personally, I just couldn't be fucked to carry around books, and I didn't bring my book cart, which was a big regret, honestly. So yeah, these two I bought at the bookstore there, but did not get them signed. And now this is not unusual for me. This is what I tend to do when I go to signings or book conventions, is I get the really nice special editions because I like to. So I did get this, the Wraith King by Juliet Cross. I got the special edition that's foiled and it has the sprayed edges. And naturally, I did get it personalized and signed. And this one is gorgeous. It's probably one of my favorite special editions that I got there. And it's front facing on my shelf because of that. So I also got the special edition of Firebird, which I'm super excited to read. This has the really pretty, if it'll focus, hopefully it's focusing. It has the really pretty sprayed edge, and then this really nice special edition. I don't know that it has anything cool. Yeah, it just has a dragon. So, also signed, gorgeous. This I did have to like run to the bookstore because they didn't have any left at her table, and I really wanted it. I really wanted to get it signed, so I ran to get this one at the bookstore, and they had like 3 left. So excited to read these. Very excited to have this one. I'll show you one more time how gorgeous. Really pretty. So these next 3 I didn't buy. They came in either some type of swag bag, either the primal bag, or there was a couple others, like the coronation bag that we got. So this one is Torn by Jennifer Armentrout. Very gorgeous cover. I like it a lot. Oh my God. Okay, well, damage it. Why don't I? Oh, Jesus. So it has this really pretty, and then it's reversible, special edition cover. So I like it with that, but I also really like it without. And it has this really nice sprayed edge. Really beautiful edition. I've not read any of this series. I have no fucking clue what it's about. And to be honest, I know it's kind of sacrilegious, but Jennifer Armentrout's not one of my favorite authors. Like, she's okay, but it's, you know, I don't think she's bad. I just think I have other favorites. So then I also have the Apollycon edition, obviously, of Born of Blood and Ash, which I haven't even started. I haven't even started the series yet. So the weird thing with these is you would think that they would be signed, but you have to go get them signed. And honestly, I didn't want to wait in her ginormous line. And I had other things I was worried about. So, and then I also got the special edition paperback of The Return, which again, I have not read any of, but this one's just foiled. Really pretty, but nothing crazy there. And then I got two special editions by Mila Young, and these are really gorgeous. This is probably where I spent the bulk of my budget. I mean, other places I like chipped away at it, but these 2 special editions alone were $130. But they're like bind-ups of the entire series. So we've got Gods and Monsters. It's really beautiful, nice. I love it. That one I have front-facing because I like the snake. Then I also bought Shadows and Wolves, which is either werewolves or shifters. I think it's werewolves. Really gorgeous. Again, obviously, nice, beautiful foiled covers. So, okay, I have a couple here. So I also got, again, at the bookstore, they had this kind of special edition, but sprayed edge, Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight, which I really wanted to read, but I also put a book plate in it and did not get it signed. So there was that. Now we're getting into the bulk of what I bought. So I did get this paperback. I think this is a Renegade Romance cover of Dark City Omega, which I know nothing about, but it is very gorgeous. Very happy to have that. And then I also, this is probably one of my favorite ones that I purchased, and it's signed, naturally, but this special edition is really pretty. And I walked past this author's booth like twice because she had really big artwork up, and I just was transfixed by the author. So this is A Cursed Sun by, De Latau, I think is how you say her name. Litau, not sure. But this is it with the sleeve on. It has this really pretty, it's really, hold on, I need to move a little closer, actually, is what the problem is. Okay, so it has this really pretty sprayed edge. Really pretty. The dust jacket is reversible, so I'll show you. I was so torn because it's really gorgeous without the dust jacket too. But the artwork on the inside, this one on this side here is the one that I was obsessed with. It's gorgeous. I have it displayed without the dust jacket because I think it's really pretty. And then the back. So I just love it. This is probably my favorite special edition that I bought. Very excited to have this one. So then I got a couple Cleo Evans books. So I did get Cosmic Kiss. This is the book one in her Galactic Gem series. This is not a special edition, but did I get it signed? I did not. I didn't take it down with me to get it signed, but I did pick up Thieves and Monsters. This is Three Fates Mafia, book one. This one I did get signed, and I think Cleo and her assistant, I don't remember your name, I'm so sorry. They were probably some of the best people that I met. She, I think, might have been the first or second, potentially, author that I went to see on Friday. I was really excited to get some of her books because I've heard really great things, and I love me a monster romance, so they were super cool. Had like a gotcha thing where you would get like a little knickknack and like a sticker and a little saying, like a quote from one of her books, so very cute. Loved meeting them. I also got the Shadowlands book one, First Light by Elizabeth Hunter. This was the special edition again that I picked up. And this is printed right on the actual hardback, which I think is really cool. What do I have in here? Oh, and I've got a sticker floating around inside of it. And I believe I got this signed. Oh, also a little thing about the rest of her books. Yes, and a bookmark that I forgot. But yeah, got this signed and personalized. A lot of them I get personalized just because it's nice and fun. Then another author that I was really, really excited to see was Ambrosia R. Harris, because I wanted to read her books for a while. They used to be on Amazon, like paperback versions. Then they were taken down, and I found out that's because they're getting like republished and recovered, which is really cool. The covers are probably gonna be really gorgeous, but I don't care. I just wanted copies of her books really bad. So I did get one of her novellas. It's very small. And she signed it for me. And her, and I don't know if it was her partner or her assistant that was with her, were also very, very nice. Got this one signed too. This is the first in a series. So really excited to have those. And I was excited that she was there because I feel like her stuff is underrated. Then this competes with what is my favorite. This might be my other favorite if I had to pick between two. And this is A Darkness So Sweet by Emma Hamm. And I got the special edition paperback, which I thought was priced pretty reasonably, to be honest with you. It's fucking gorgeous. Like in person, I feel like on camera, this artwork is not done justice, but this is a gorgeous edition. And obviously got it signed. And I did pick up one Tiffany Roberts. I have a couple of her books already, or their books. I'm not sure. Sorry. Got this one personalized and signed. Nothing special edition-y about this one, but I do want to read this series, so I was happy to buy it. Believe it or not, did not buy anything at Elise Kova's table because she, one, didn't have books on sale. She told everybody this was going to be the case. And two, I took book plates to get signed for my own collection, so nothing new there. I got a couple of these really cute, tiny, like almost mass market paperback, but cute versions. A lot of the paranormal or like monster romance authors had them at their tables. So I did get Cleo Evans' Nocturnal, which it's foiled and really pretty and has this. These are just so cute. I couldn't resist. Anytime an author had one of these, I was just screwed. I did get an Elsie Winters. This is her Mothman romance. This is Live, Laugh, Lurk. Very cute, very small. I've wanted to read the monster or the Mothman romance for a while. So I got 2 C.M. Nakostas, I heard it pronounced. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. This one's gorgeous too. Has a full artwork on the back. Really pretty. Excited to have that. And then I got There Arose Such a Clatter, which I think is a fairy tale retelling. Is it a Krampus? It might be a Krampus. Yeah, it's a Krampus. It's a Krampus romance. Sweet. I've seen the covers for that before, and I just knew I was going to want it, so I bought it. So I also got, this one was in, I think, the Primal bag, and this is A Curse of Scales and Flame by Max Walker. Nothing crazy there. I got Growl by Eve Langlass. Sorry. I'm a sucker for a shifter and werewolf romance. So I also got The Glassmaker's Helper by Derry McCoy and talked to her for quite a bit. I did get this one signed and personalized. Oh, she was so sweet. Her and her, I don't know if it was a relative or an assistant that was with her, but she was so nice. And the cool thing, so this is her like fantasy romantasy series that she has. She also does some like contemporary dark type stuff, I think, is what she told me, but I'm a romantasy girly, so I really wanted to read this. From what I remember, she told me it's about like in the world they can see their future, like their fate, from they going to see the glassmaker, and the glassmaker like spins the glass and tells them their fate or whatever. Like, is it generally good, bad, awful? And she's supposed to, the main character is supposed to have like some terrible, perilous fate, I think. But then she goes later in life and it's changed. And I think her and the glassmaker are the romance, I believe. But the cool thing about hers is she said all of her stories, the protagonists are plus size, which I'm super into. I was like, yes, representation, girl, yes. And she had stickers at her table that were like thick thighs, save lives. I can't talk. Thick thighs, save lives. So I was really excited to pick up her book. I was at a point when I went to her table that I was like, I don't know if I can spend much more money. But after talking to her, I was like, okay, give me your book, girl. Give me your book because I'm going to read it. I also got Heart of Defiance by Eva Chase. This was in one of the swag bags. I don't know anything about it, but I have it and I'm going to read it. So lastly, but not least, I do have like maybe about 10 contemporary or like not romantasy titles. So we're just going to go through them. I don't think any of them are special editions. Some are signed. And then I'll talk about my experience there a little bit and like, would I go back, that type of thing. And we'll just go from there. I'm feeling kind of out of it. I feel like I need to take a break. So take a little sip. Oh, and I'll show you, oh shit. I'll show you some of the merch because that was probably one of my favorite things. One of the ones that I got in my primal bag was Clean Point. This is a tennis romance, which I'll give it a shot, but it's not normally my thing. So you just got like somewhat random ones. Some people, like we got some of the same, 3 or 4 of the same, and then you got like random either arcs or like other books, random. So I did also purchase at the purchases at the bookstore, and this is one of the ones that I did at least go down and get a book plate signed, I think. And that is I'll Have What He Is Having by Adib Khorram, and he was in one of the panels that I went to, the banned book panel that I went to, which naturally, as a librarian currently with the way things are, I wanted to go and talk to like-minded people, and it was probably like my favorite panel that I went to. And he works with, I'm so sorry if his pronouns are not he, him. I'm not sure. But Adib works with authors against book bans or something like that is what it's called. And there was another author there on the panel that also spoke about that. And yeah, I really liked what they had to say and went and got this signed and talked to him a little bit about like the climate at my library and book banning and stuff, and told him how awesome he is. And yeah, I just thought he was a really cool guy. So I was like, I want to read his romance. It is a romance and features characters, people of color as characters. And I just like the representation. So I thought it sounded really awesome, and I wanted to buy his book. I also purchased by Amber Cordova, The Road Sometimes Taken, and now this is number 3, but I feel like she told me you could kind of read these independently. There may be like some Easter eggs or something in them. Oh, there's a playlist in the beginning. That's cool. And she did sign it for me. So this sounds really interesting. This is a best friend's brother romance and road trip vibes. So was excited to pick that one up. I also picked up Hannah Tate Beyond Repair by Laura Piper Lee. This has to do with like home renovation, I think. And I think the guy is a carpenter. And I was like, I'm down for a tradesman. A new mom repairs her broken dreams in this hilarious rom-com that sparkles with intelligence, wit, and compassion. Yeah. And she also had a sapphic romance that sounded really good, but I was like, I have to just buy one. So I did. And I also got Hottie on Her Shelf by Christy Barth. And this is the librarian romance I picked up, I believe so. Yes, this is a librarian romance, which is pretty obvious why I picked it up. She had a lot of books for sale, I remember, and they all sounded really good. But this one, once she was like, it's a librarian romance, I was like, give it to me. And then also in my primal bag, I got a Sarah Castile book, and that is The Sound of Us, and I have no idea. Sounds like it has to do with music, which I'll be excited to read, but yep, don't know a whole lot about that one. I also got another K.A. Knight in my swag bag, which was Revolt. This is another music one, which we'll see. I don't know. This seems like it might be dark romance. Not entirely sure. In another swag bag, I got Love on the Byline by Zhao Axelrod, I want to say is how you pronounce their name. And then I have some art prints in here just shoved in there. Anyways, yeah, so picked this one up. This came in a swag bag. Again, I have no idea. I have no idea what it's about. We also got one of the 1,000 Dark Nights books. Got The Mastermind by Dylan Allen. I feel like Dylan Allen might have been the person on the banned books. And this is signed. On the banned books panel that was also on the Authors Against Book Bans board. I could be wrong, but I feel like. And then I also picked up this complete duet, Twisted and Tangled by Bear Babylon. This is a dark billionaire romance, which I love. So yeah, definitely sounded good. And it was a good deal to get like the whole special edition bind up of that. So Oh, you know what? They are here somewhere, but they're turned. I have 2 more special editions that I bought, and I don't know where the fuck I put them. They have sprayed edges, and they're really gorgeous. So if I can't find them, I'll just insert a picture here. Oh, they're down here. Okay. Yeah. See, this is my problem. Okay, yeah, I did have 2 more. So I have Serpents of Sky and Flame and Warriors of Wind and Ash by Rebecca F. Kenny. These are really gorgeous. They have the sprayed edges. Yeah, I had them facing out because I started doing some of that just to make my shelves kind of like more dynamic and pretty, and I could not find them. So yeah, those are the books that I got at Apollycon, and compared to other people's hauls that I've seen, it wasn't a whole lot. When I did the math, I think I got more free in the swag bags than I purchased, but the ones I did purchase were usually more on the expensive side because I get a lot of special editions and I'm really a sucker for a beautiful cover. So yeah, let me put these away and then I'll come back and we can talk about my experience and show some of the merch and stuff and other little bits that I got. Let's start with the big things first. So very first thing we got in the Primal bag, I believe, is this beautiful tumbler. It is kind of hard to see, but it is a Quicksilver mug. Let me see if I can like angle this so you can actually see it pretty good. Yeah, so it's got this like foiled design on it, and mine is currently full of iced coffee from Dunkin', so it's kind of hard to show you, but it is really pretty. It's like blue purple foiling on it and really nice quality. So probably my favorite thing, because I'm a sucker for a good tumbler. So that. Before we get into much more, I want to show you my badge. So here's the lanyard. Nothing crazy. I hate using the lanyards. And I'll show you my little hack. So if you are like me and you fucking hate the sensory of having a lanyard touch your neck, I have these little like badge leashes that you normally use at work. And this is perfect because it clips like that, but it also clips like this, and you can just attach it to your badge and then put it on your shirt. It's perfect. So highly recommend. Definitely going to be doing that for Imaginarium as well because I can't stand the badge or the lanyard touching me. So I like to collect badge ribbons. I think a lot of people do. This is what the badge looked like this year. And then all of my ribbons, which I don't even know if you can, there we go. I'll bring it back down. So I think this one, if Monster Bad, Why Hot, was everybody's favorite, including mine. And that was from the Renegade Romance booth. So I did get a few art prints. 2 I have hung up already. And then I have an actual artist that was there that was selling her stuff. And I'll show you that at the end. But also, I think I have two mugs, I want to say, that I need to show you. One I bought and one came in the swag bag. But I also got this artwork for free and this artwork for free. And I tend not to keep a ton of these because if I want prints, I will buy them from the author. But I also got 2 bookmarks from Elizabeth Hunter, which are just for her books, but they're cool. So, and I collect bookmarks, as you may or may not know. So, let's see. So I did buy a couple bookmarks. I bought this one from the same author who did that really beautiful, what the fuck, this book, the one that was like my favorite. I don't know if you can read that. Yeah, Enemies to Lovers. And then it's really beautiful and foiled. I got 2 of these because I got one for me and I got one for my bestie who I'm mailing to her. I got this orange cat energy one that I'm actually going to give to my mom. So I need to set that aside. Got this one from Emma Ham with her book. This is for her new series. You know, this kind of thing. And a couple freebies from people who were giving away stuff. I got a Quicksilver one that's foiled and really pretty. So really like that bookmark. It's nice. Got a nice one from Cleo Evans for the Three Fates Mafia, which is foiled and beautiful. Got an Elise Kova one because obviously I had to do that. So that's for Air Awakens. Was this the Renegade Romance one? Yes. So this has got to be one of my favorites that I got. This is from the Renegade Romance booth, and it's so cute. Got one from Spreadsy Books, which is like for sprayed edges. Very cute. Got this, Is That Smut? From Tiffany Roberts. This is another one. Did I buy this? I'm not sure if this is a freebie or not. This is really pretty. Foiled. Got an Authors Against Book Bans bookmark, obviously. Here's a handmade one that somebody made for Apollycon. I always like to get at least one that's like just for the con, and I like when people do the handmade ones. So someone, I think, gave me this just reading list one, and then there was a bunch of these, like they're tickets to different tropes. So have that, and that's it. That's it for the bookmarks. Wait, there's one more, and I remember this one. I don't know if I can show you, but we can imagine, based on the back of it, what this is. But yeah, so that was from, what the fuck? Was this Sam Acosta? Yeah. Yeah, that's who I got it from. And then these 2 handmade ones that people were giving away. So I got this really cute bookworm one. And this one with the little book. Very cute. Love having the handmade ones. People are so sweet. And I like them. I like keeping them. I like using them. It's like getting a little gift. And then I only got 2 bracelets this time because I was trying not to collect too many. But I got this Rainbow Monster Lover one. And then I got one that just says Apollycon 2025. Let's see if you can. And it's got a little charm and is rainbow. So very cute. Love that. One of the cooler things we got at the coronation were these crowns. So you either got, it was like a God of Life or God of Death one, a sun and a moon. And they are very beautiful. I know some people had some trouble getting them home if they flew because, to be honest with you, they're fucking sharp. So yeah, really excited to have this. It was very cute. Kind of hard to put on my head, if I'm being real with you. Like, it was hard to get it on there in a way that made sense, but it was fun. In one of the swag bags, we also got this like protective book cover. So it's an Armand Trout themed one, obviously. I don't tend to use these, so I may give it away or like sell it. I just don't feel like I need it. Then I have a bunch of stickers and book plates I wanted to show you. So I still have book plates in here that I have not put on anything that I need to. But I did get these annotation emoji stickers, which are really cute. And I'm excited to use these, but I have to not forget that I have them. Yeah, also got my Elise Kova book plates in here, and I have book plates from Sarah Beth Durst, who was really sweet. But then some of the stickers I have, so I got this little Mothman reading, and now I have no space to put him on anything. This one. And this one. Some of these were free, and some I bought, but most of them were free. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. Really cute. This one is so cute. Oh my God. This one. And I have some that I already put on my water bottles. But I don't think I'm going to bother showing you because that's what I got in the little gotcha from Cleo Evans. And then I bought myself a Terracin, like holographic sticker at one of the booths. And I also got a Night Court one, but I'm giving that to my best friend. So surprise, Laura. You're going to have a really beautiful Night Court sticker in your package. So yeah, those are the stickers and stuff. Then got the yearbook. I didn't get anything signed in this, but what I did do the bingo, and I kept the card because, I don't know, it's fun to remember, but I didn't get any of these signed, and I'll tell you why. Because I was like, this is an extra hassle, and I didn't realize, oh, they're not though. Okay, so I was under the impression, because people kept saying they're book plates. You can use them as book plates later if you buy the person's book, but they're not stickers. I thought they were going to be stickers. So are people just like cutting them out and pasting them into their books? Because that's not my vibe. So anyways, there was some misprint with this as well. So go figure. All right. So I also got 2 mugs. So I bought 1 mug and ooh, this one's dirty. Sorry. And I got this little one in the swag bag. So this came in the swag bag. It's got another side, but it's got some coffee residue down the side of it. Let me wipe it off and then I'll show you. So this is the other side. This is good. I don't like to use this because it's quite small. It's almost like teacup sized for my coffee itself, but I'll use this to brew it in my Keurig and then because it's perfect. And then I like to do iced coffee, so I'll put it in the freezer usually. And then I also purchased this, was from one of the vendors, but I cannot remember who. And this beautiful, like a handmade blue tealish mug that says Book Dragon on it. Naturally, I'm a sucker for like a good ceramic handmade mug. My favorite mug that I own is the one I got down at the Smokies. So yeah, I'll show you the other artworks real quick, and then we'll talk about my experience and kind of my thoughts and feelings. So I got this beautiful print, and as you can see, I've already got it hung up. So yep, got that one. What else did I get? Oh, also this is the art that I bought. And this is titled The Ballroom, I want to say. And this is a Beauty and the Beast art print. Kind of hard to tell at first, but it is gorgeous. And I'll put the author or the artist's name there. And then on the end of my bookshelf here, I have the print I got from Tiffany Roberts. And this one is full nude on the other side, but I didn't want to do that right when people walk in. So yeah, that's all the art and like little things and the books and everything that I got at Apollycon. So now let me pull up my notes so that we can talk about kind of my thoughts and feelings post-con. Okay, so thoughts. Overall, had a good time. I would say like a 4 out of 5. There were some things that wasn't really on the con. Or the organizers or volunteers or anything. It was on other attendees, to be honest with you, that I had some beef with. But the main takeaway I noticed is that I have a lot less stamina and a lot more chronic pain than I thought. Because I went by myself and I could do just about 2 hours on the signing floor carrying books, mind you, with no book cart and nowhere to sit down. Until I was like in excruciating pain in terms of my back and like my neck and everything, every part of my body before I had to like go back up to my hotel room and lay down for like 4 or 5 hours. So that was my main takeaway. For me, I felt like getting the hotel room where the convention was being held was imperative. And I'm very glad that I did that because being able to like go to a nice air conditioned, quiet room to decompress in between like bouts of outings for the convention during the day was like the only way I got through it. Yeah, so main takeaway for me is that I may not be super friendly or extroverted, and I get very exhausted because I am neurodivergent and I have chronic pain, and I'm not super social when I go to these things, but I am a kind person. And there was some attendees who, just to put it frankly, were kind of mean girls and had some kind of toxic behavior while at the convention. And I don't know if this is just like I don't know them, so I don't know if it's a one-off thing and they were just like really like overwhelmed or really excited and that made them act in a certain way. But people pushing other people cutting in line, people personally witnessed at the coronation by me, telling the volunteer that was trying to get people to move aside for people with ADA accommodations, told her to shut up. I don't know that the volunteer heard because there was like a lot of people and this person was just like, oh, shut up. Which, come on, man. Don't be a jerk. Yeah, so just the mean behavior and kind of like toxic, selfish mentality of some of the attendees kind of gave me the ick a little bit, but I think that's because this being my first Apollycon and only my second book signing ever. The other one is Imaginarium, which is much smaller, but has a better vibe. I'm going to be real with you. And this is such a book, like a big book convention. I think I just wasn't expecting people in the bookish community to behave that way, but I suppose I should have known. Maybe I was a little naive, and going forward, that would be something I would expect to experience at Apollycon. I guess maybe it being romance, I hate to say that, but like the genre mixed with like how expensive it is and how big it is and how long the convention is maybe attracts a certain type of person occasionally. But everybody that I talked to, like waiting in line or in general, seemed really nice. But I did like observe kind of icky behavior from other attendees primarily. So just something to be aware of if you do go to Apollycon in the future, that you're probably going to see some of that. And I think if I had known, maybe I wouldn't have been so disgusted by it. I will say I did not like going by myself. I feel like this is a convention best experienced with at least a buddy or a friend who's also a reader, who's also going to have fun, because a lot of the like party type events, the coordination, the after party especially, just best experienced with another person, I think. They're very social events and lots of picture taking. And when you're by yourself, you kind of inadvertently feel excluded. And I think if I were to go alone next time, I would join they had like a solo attendee support group. And I think I would do that and try to make some friends and like meet up with people there, because I think that would make it a lot funner. And so there were times like when you were sitting just by yourself, you feel kind of lonely and a little bit ostracized and like a little bit left out. So that's not on the con or really any of the other attendees. That's just my experience as a solo attendee. So yeah, I have a general summary here of like shit I loved, shit I kind of felt in the middle about, and then things I didn't love. So I loved getting to see a lot of authors and some of my favorites. Again, that seems pretty obvious. And I think that's the main draw, I did like staying at the hotel for the proximity and the convenience, but there were some downsides. The cost and the mini fridge wasn't worth a shit. It technically worked, but it was not cold. And I was trying to save some money and bring some meals and stuff that like salads and shit that like I could eat easily and not have to go out and fetch food. And while it did mostly work out for me, if the mini fridge had been cold, it would have been a lot better. So for the price you're paying, the fridge not really working that well sucked really bad. So getting to know the few people that I did kind of like in line, they were really kind and lovely people. And if any of them follow me, I did meet one other YouTuber, and I don't know if it's okay to say this, but she's a baby YouTuber. She's just starting on BookTube, and her name is Ariana, and she is semi-local. She's not really in my area, but she's like in the DMV, and really cool chick. And I did get to talk to her at registration, and then we kind of hung out at like the mixer. And then I didn't see her again. I didn't meet up with her again. But if you come across her YouTube channel, I didn't ask. I felt kind of shy. I didn't ask, and I wasn't sure if she was okay with me asking. But she was vlogging, so if you see her vlog, let me know, because I want to follow her and support her. And then the other thing I loved, honestly, was the panels and the coronation. The opening night with J.R. Ward. J.R. Ward's fucking hilarious, and I love her. And now I'm reading one of her books because I've never done that. I will say, if you post Apollycon or are starting to read her books and you're starting with Dark Lover, it feels very dated. So just go into it knowing that it's going to feel a little dated, and take it with like a grain of salt, you know? But yeah, the panels and the coronation, I think, were the highlights for me. Coronation, the vibes were just good. The decoration, the music, everything was just good. So would I have loved it more with friends? Yes, of course. So yeah, then things I felt kind of in the mid about were the after party. There were some issues with the after party, namely people taking like humongous stacks of ARCs, lining up 2.5 hours before it began, even though, at least for the signings, they were telling people you can't line up an hour, like more than an hour in advance, and people still were, and they were just letting them. So that was my main complaint. I've griped about it on threads. I don't think you need to hear me gripe about it here anymore. We all knew it was happening. If you're an attendee and you were lining up more than an hour in advance, 50 minutes, like 10 minutes early prior to that hour, sure, whatever. I'm not going to, but 2 hours, I don't know. It's just a little poo-poo. Why have the rules if nobody has to fucking obey the rules? You know what I mean? Why do we have the rule? Why is it just a loose suggestion? Just let people do whatever the fuck they want then, and stop telling people we prefer you just no more than an hour. Just fuck it. If you're not going to enforce it, that's my opinion. Just say there's no rule and let people sit there on the fucking floor all day if that's what they want to do, because it was ridiculous. And I felt like it was ridiculous specifically for the after party because, like I said, a lot of people took huge stacks of books. They told people there was no limit of ARCs. And then when they got, people started taking like one of everything, and walking out with like boxes full of books, then they started telling people there was a limit, which is bullshit. You can't tell some people and not the others. And then those people, literally before the con was even done, started turning around and trying to sell them online. So that's what fucking happens. And it annoyed me. It annoyed me that people were just there to make a buck. But it's not a new thing from what I'm understanding. And I shouldn't be surprised, but I just wish we could have a community for once that didn't have these toxic people in it. Who have to ruin it for those of us that are like willing to obey simple requested rules that are very honestly chill rules, in order for everyone to have a fair and like equitable time. I don't know why people have to ruin it for everybody else in the name of $1 or selfishness or clout. Just my opinion. So yeah, that goes in my didn't love. I didn't love, the people lining up super early, the after party, issues aside, it was just kind of lame in my opinion. It was just like a dance party with some alcohol, but like, I don't drink a whole lot, and I definitely wasn't going to drink when I was by myself, surrounded by a bunch of strangers. So, parties just really aren't my thing. And I think though, like that aside, it not being my thing, I think it would be really fun for Apollycon to like mix it up. This is just a little bit of feedback. Like constructive criticism is like, get a little more creative. I know by the time of the end of the con, we're all exhausted. Y'all just want to be like, let's just have a normal party because it's easy. But I just feel like you could do something really creative. Maybe similarly to the coronation, that's not like a panel, Or I even was like, you know, it would have been really cool if they did like some type of movie showing or something chill. You know what I mean? Something really cute and chill. I don't know like the logistics of that with how many people, but that aside, dressing up for the after party was really fun. And I regretted not like going full gown because I think that would have been really fun. But the party was just kind of and I just like hung out for 30 minutes, talked to some strangers, and then dipped and didn't get any arcs because that was another thing. I didn't know what the fuck people were lined up for until the line was atrocious. And then I was like, I'm not waiting in that line for fucking arcs. So yeah. Moving on to the things I didn't love. The people lining up more than 2 hours in advance. That's just shitty behavior. The cheerleaders, simply because it was crowded, it was extra noisy, and the kids were just like running all over the place, and it was chaos. I did have an issue on my floor specifically where the first night the cheerleaders were there, some of them were in the hallway screaming and crying at the top of their lungs. I don't know. It was like 1 a.m. when this happened, and someone called security because then I hear them come up the stairwell and their radio going bleep, bleep, bleep as they're walking around the hallway after these people already went back in their room. So somebody other than me was definitely like, oh, what in the fuck is happening? Because I got woken up at 1 a.m. by someone screaming bloody murder in the hallway. So yeah, could have done with like more parental supervision from the cheerleader parents, but yeah, and then didn't like, you know, the behavior of some people. I didn't specifically, I've seen a lot of people talk about how people were very unkind to people with ADA accommodations, and some negative volunteer or organizer experience with some people who had ADA accommodations. You can read about that on threads. I'm not really going to speak to that because it wasn't my experience, but I do think it's valid criticism. And yeah, I mean, I think if any indication of the volunteer being told to shut up at the coronation by somebody near me is an indicator, people didn't want to move for the people like in a wheelchair or with like a walking assistance device. Like, and to me, that's just wild. Like, especially because the lug bags, they had enough for everybody. And I heard somebody be like, but they're going to get theirs first. Like, yeah, bitch, so they can leave. Like, that's their accommodation. Like, it doesn't mean you're not going to get one. Like, chill the fuck out. You don't have to get it first. You were going to get it. Don't worry. There's enough for everybody. And like, people like rushed the fucking doors. It was crazy. That was crazy to me. And that was like really, I don't know, immature, childish, selfish, silly behavior, in my opinion. Like, we're adults, and let the people with accommodations go. Like, they're supposed to be able to go first so that they can leave, because otherwise they get stuck behind this huge crowd of people. It's just, and people don't have to be so mean to other people. Just be nice or shut up. Like, if anybody needs to be told to shut up, it's the people who are just being straight up like unkind at events. Because if you can't be kind and just keep it to yourself, not everything has to be an outside thought. Then just like keep your mouth shut sometimes, you know? I think the crazy thing is, like, I don't know why people seem to forget in situations like that, but like, you can just think it and no one will know. You don't have to be a jerk. So I don't you know, overall, would I attend again? Yeah, I would. Like I said, it was about a 4 out of 5 experience. I would definitely stay at the hotel again, despite it being so fucking expensive. I don't know if I'd bother with Primal passes again, because the extra signing day was great and helpful for me, because like I said, I could only do like a couple hours before I was like, I'm tapped out. I've got to go lay down and be horizontal and rest in the silence for like double the amount of time I was down here. So yeah, I don't know if I'd bother with the Primal again, because the after party was and the freebies were fine, but I don't know. It's personally, I feel like it's something I only needed to experience once. And now in the next couple years, you know, if there's somebody that I really want to see, I could just get an Ascended ticket and basically get the same experience. Or just a deity ticket and just go on Saturday. So yeah, that's kind of my takeaway. Definitely would stay at the hotel again. I would prefer to go with a friend or something that also enjoys the time. and that we can do some of the little, like the coronation or whatever, like little events with. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this like vlog slash haul slash talking video. My camera's about to die, so I've got to go. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Be kind to each other. Stop being fucking mean. Thanks. That's my PSA for today.